Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of Let's English. Today I'm going to show you an interview between me and another child prodigy. If you want to watch the first one, you can find the link in the description. This video is going to be really inspirational as well as informative. The person who I interviewed is none other than Akash Vukoti, who is an American child prodigy and a TV personality from San Angelo, Texas. He's the first ever first grader to qualify and compete in the Scripps National Spelling Bee competition. And he first appeared in the NBC TV show Little Big Shots in March 2016. Enjoy!
On this auspicious occasion of celebrating the completion of the 50th meeting of the Gavel Club of Thrissur, we have a very special person who made a difference. I'm glad to introduce him to you. Akash Vukoti is an 11-year-old American spelling child prodigy and a TV personality. He was the first ever first grader to qualify for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. And when he was just 2, he participated in his first spelling bee. He has participated in many prestigious competitions, and he is very interested in the entertainment field and has done many Hollywood TV shows. We all are very lucky to have him here today. On behalf of the club members, I welcome Master Akash Vukoti to the meeting. Let us all put our hands together to welcome Akash Vukoti.
Thank you so much, Chinmay, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to start off by saying namaste and good morning, Cavaliers of Thrissur. I am so honored to be the chief guest for the 50th online meeting celebrations of the Cavalier Club of Thrissur. Now, I truly want to thank you all for having me here. It's such an honor to be here as the chief guest. Now, in today's world, knowledge and communication skills are the two most crucial aspects for getting a job or practically anything else. I mean, we can acquire knowledge through sitting down and studying hard, but communication skills doesn't work the same way. And plus, effective communication skills are required for whatever field you choose to do. Whether you want to serve in the military, work in the corporate world, or if you want to become a civic leader, you will need effective communication skills. So, I really truly want to appreciate and congratulate all of you Cavaliers for taking the first step in becoming the confident speakers who will become successful leaders by joining the Junior Toastmasters Club, the Gavel Club. And so as confident speakers become successful leaders who will make a difference, and that is the theme of today's meeting. So joining this club, the Gavel Club of Thrissur, is going to make a big difference, and it is going to give you a head start in the field so that eventually you yourself can learn how to do the public speaking very well. Now, I know you are under the very safe hands of the Toastmasters Gavel Club of Thrissur, but if I had some advice regarding public speaking for you all, then this is what I would suggest. First of all, you've got to think and plan what you're going to be talking about way ahead. And then when the time comes, you've got to let the shyness off and then just speak confidently from the bottom of your heart. Then, sprinkle a little bit of humor in here and there. And then eventually everything else is just going to come along naturally with the flow. So this is very, very vital for, doing speeches like this. You've got to, have fun doing this, and everything else just comes right along. Now, as we are here at the Gavel Club of Thrissur, I find it very fitting to discuss one of my favorite public speakers, and that is President Barack Obama. And the reasoning is that he can take even the most complex subjects, the most complex concepts, and then just make it and turn it into a simple terms that any average American could easily understand. And I believe this is the foremost reason for why Obama became president: simplicity and clarity of his speeches, which is absolutely important. And I think that's something that we all should remember when we write our own speeches. Now, coming to India, the Civil Services Examination, which is one of the toughest exams of its kind in the world, this test is primarily looking for two major aspects in the aspirers. These are knowledge and, well, that's right, communication skills. So knowledge and communication skills once again pop up. So out of the million or so who take the civil services examination every year, roughly 2,000 to 3,000 or so will be taken from that pool based on the knowledge tests. From there, they are going to be ranked based on the communication skills, like how well they expressed the knowledge that they acquired. So in this case, you can see that communication itself is the most important factor in becoming a leader. As I said earlier, you know now that the confident speakers will become successful leaders, and successful leaders make a difference. And so that is the topic of today's conference. And so I figure that this should be very important quality of a leader. So I wish to all of the Gavaliers here a very good luck in your journeys. And I truly, truly hope to see you all as leaders around the world someday. Thank you all so much. And by the way, one quick thing I want to mention is that you all know that India is very special to me because both of my parents are from this great country, and I have some good friends from Kerala. I mean, Kerala is the best part of India, both its people and its places, and it is one of my favorite places to visit in India. So God's own country, Kerala, is on my list. And once again, I want to truly thank the Gavel Club of Thrissur for inviting me as the chief guest for the 50th online meeting celebrations. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful words. I hope we can meet someday in Kerala. I know we all are waiting to hear more from the chief guest. But for that, I welcome Givli Iham. I think he needs no introduction. A multi-talented, eloquent speaker, a winner of the National Gavaliers Championship of Speaking. Now I invite Givli Iham to interview Master Akash Vukoti. The stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Gavalier of the Day, Gavalier Chinmay, for the wonderful introduction. And what a start to the meeting. I think you deserve a huge round of applause. And Akash, I think no words. You just filled the meeting with energy, and I'm sure everyone is waiting to hear more from you. Respected Toastmasters,
thank you so
fellow
much.
Gavaliers. Respected Toastmasters, fellow Gavaliers, and distinguished guests. A splendid morning to all of you. What a delightful day. A day to remember for all the Gavaliers of Gavel Club of Thrissur, successfully conducting 50 meetings and still rocking. And what's even better is that we have a guest who's a child prodigy and a spelling bee champion.
Let us put our hands together yet again to welcome Akash Vukoti.
Hello. Thank you so much, Iham, and to everyone at the Gavel Club of Trishore for inviting me as the chief guest. I am so thankful, and it's such an honor for me to be here. So thank you so much for having me here.
The pleasure is all ours, and we don't have enough words to extend our thanks to you for accepting the invitation. So we are so glad to have you here. And how is everything going, Akash?
Well, to be honest, like everything's going well so far. I'm currently, in the midst of my preparation for the next National Spelling Bee, and there's quite a lot of stuff, but like it's truly an honor to be here with you all, and I really can't wait.
That's great to hear. Best of luck for your next spelling bee competition. I think you can already guess what I'm going to ask you next. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a few words and ask you to spell it. It's just for fun. So hope you're ready.
Awesome. Yep, I am ready.
You're always ready. Okay, so here's the first word. Legionnaire.
All right.
Legionnaire.
Legionnaire. All right. I'll need the meaning.
Okay, legionnaire is a member of any legion.
All right. So legionnaire, that is Legionnaire. Legionnaire.
Wow, that's flawlessly correct. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, the next word. Isthmus. Isthmus.
Isthmus. Is this
Yeah.
a piece of land surrounded by two larger bodies of water, like two seas?
Yeah. Yeah.
In this case, that is Isthmus.
Amazing, and again, correct. I don't think I can spell it. I think maybe even the Toastmasters wouldn't be able to spell that. Okay, here's the next one.
Thank you.
Masquerade.
Masquerade, which is pretending to be something else, or like
Yes.
going under a facade. So that would be masquerade. Would be Masquerade.
That is correct. Good job.
Yeah, I love how there's a QUE.
Okay, here's the
there.
next one.
And by the way, I realized there's a
Yeah.
QUE in masquerade. And given that K is the Spanish word for what, the spelling of that word kind of makes you think, yeah, what? What's that spelling? That's very weird, but it's wonderful.
Yes. The next word is actually derived from my 9th standard history book. But if you ask me to spell it, I'll just come in a minute. That would be my reaction. So here's the word. Guillotine. Guillotine.
Guillotine. This is the execution device that the old French Revolution used to kill
Yes.
people, which is very, very grim. But that would be Guillotine.
That's wow. How are you even doing this? This is absolutely unbelievable. That's correct. Here's the last word of the day.
All right.
Perjury. Perjury.
Wait. Oh, perjury. This is lying under oath in the courts. So this is what
Yes.
happens when someone says pretty much lies in court, even though they're under oath to speak
Yeah.
the truth. So that
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
major crime, and that is PERJURY.
Unbelievable. Mind blowing. How even in the earth did he learn to spell so well?
I mean, this is something that I'm really interested in. It's like my passion, and I've been going at it for many years now. And so I'm a self-learner. I love what I do and I do what I love. And I guess the story, you could say, of how I, first got into this would probably have to have been like all the way back when I used to live in the city of Cleveland in Ohio. And it was back then that there was a library. And one particular section of this library that we'd go to every week or two would be this section devoted literally to nothing but alphabet toys. And me, being 1.5, 2 years old, would always just rush right over there and, just have fun with it because, like, I was always finding it very interesting. And so whenever we had to leave the library, I always get very sad because, I wanted to continue playing with the alphabet toys. So eventually, after a little while, my parents noticed this affinity I had for the English language and for languages in general. And so my parents created a favorable environment for me to excel in my field. And of course, at first, this would just buy me all the alphabet toys I could possibly want. But over time, this became like a real passion for understanding languages and especially the spellings of words in the English language. And so this developed around 1.5, 2 years old, and eventually I competed in my first spelling bee when I was 2.5 years old. I became a member of Mensa, the High IQ Society, when I was 3 years old, and I became a Davidson Young Scholar when I was 5. Then in 2016, when I was 6 years old, I became my San Angelo, Texas regional area spelling bee champion. So I won my Scripps regional spelling bee and advanced and became the first ever first grader and the youngest boy ever spelling bee in Washington, D.C. And that was absolutely incredible being there. There was so many media interviews that we did, and eventually there was one big press conference at the National Spelling Bee, which is like mind-blowing to think about now. And by the way, that same week that I won my regional spelling bee, 2 hit shows that I did with the absolutely fantastic Mr. Steve Harvey, 2 hit shows that I did with Mr. Steve Harvey aired back to back. One of them was the Steve Harvey daytime talk show that was used in promotion for the real big thing, which was Little Big Shots. So Little Big Shots aired, and from that point onward, everything just skyrocketed upwards. In total, I worked with Mr. Steve Harvey 3 times in total, one on his Steve Harvey daytime talk show and the others on Little Big Shots season 1 and 2. And I was also featured on Little Big Shots UK in 2017, which was absolutely incredible. And so there were several other shows I did. I did Jimmy Kimmel Live with Jimmy Kimmel, who is like one of the funniest people I've ever met. And then I was also on The Harry Show, and then there were so many media interviews from all around the world, not just America and India, but pretty much around the world. At one point, I even got interviewed by CNN International, who were live from Hong Kong. And then a little while later after that, there was a BBC documentary in which I was featured in, and also an HBO documentary, which I was also featured in. And then a little while after both of those, which was roughly in 2016-17, in over all the way to 2018, and I was featured as the youngest contestant, the youngest celebrity to appear on the hit TV show Dancing with the Stars. Now, Dancing with the Stars Junior spinoff that they did in 2018, and I was the youngest celebrity on that show. There were shows and many other things in Hollywood. And then there were interviews that I did in Canada and with Australia and pretty much all around the world, and it was amazing. And then we go all the way to 2020, when in June of 2020, the Netflix award-winning documentary film Spelling the Dream came out, which I was featured in And this documentary film got rave reviews from all over. Like, I'm talking the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post in the US. You had the Hindu and the Indian Express in India. You had the Guardian in the UK. You had, I believe, the Alley Review over in Australia. And there was the Harper's Bazaar in the Singaporean edition of Harper's Bazaar after all that. And after all of that, there was also in January of 2020, I was very honored to receive the Global Child Prodigy Award 2020. And I was awarded this prestigious award. There was Nobel Peace Prize laureate Kailash Satyarthi was actually there as well. And this happened all in New Delhi. And it was like absolutely incredible. And this is something which I'm so grateful for. And I mean, it has been such a roller coaster from beginning to end. And well, in the end, I guess this is now the result of all that. And I mean, that is pretty much an abridged version of my life.
That is amazing. It felt like I was watching a thriller motivational movie. Whoever like felt like that, raise your hand. I'm sure many of you felt like that.
Wow.
Like that was the case. You started like explaining the whole life, and that was so inspirational. I can't wait to know more about you. This is just the beginning, everyone. Get excited.
Thank you so much.
Now, I'm sure you've had a lot of experience in the particular field of spelling bee. So can you please share a few tips and tricks to learn or memorize a word?
All right. So this is actually pretty very good question, because there are actually several different techniques. Like if you take a look at the dictionary as a whole, roughly I'd say 80% of the words, or 80-90% of the words, are going to be entirely comprised of two things. Either they will have roots in them, or they will have to do with spelling rules. And I'm going to cover each of these. So roots are basically mini words from different languages that you combine together to create a new word. So for example, I mean, this is like, compound words, like for example, Toastmasters, which is toast plus masters. So this is pretty much the fundamentals of roots. So, but instead of using, English words, you use words from different languages, which English has just stolen because English likes to steal words from literally every language ever. So pretty much, this is the system that is very, very helpful when you're doing words like these. And so pretty much, for example, we'll just take the word centimeter, right? Because centimeter comes from centi, which means 100th, and then meter, which is, referring to the meter, the measuring. So that is literally 100th of a meter, and it is. So that is what the centimeter is in short detail. And so if you know what the centi and meter roots mean, you can combine them together and get the word. And the best part about roots is if you know the meanings of the roots, then not only have you learned the spellings of the words, you have learned the meaning with it. And it is a little difficult to, memorize the meanings of the words. But if you know these roots, then you can get both covered, which is great. And so you have most of those words done like that. And then another group has spelling rules. And what spelling rules are is like, since English, as I said, likes to steal words from every single language ever, of course, English doesn't really change any of the spellings at all, which is very infuriating because that ends up making English a hodgepodge of every single language combined together. But also, this actually is a little beneficial because there are spelling rules. And by most I mean like 50-60% of the words in the dictionary come from two languages, either Latin or Greek. because these are the languages that dominated the world at various points in time. And so that's why most of the words in English are either Latin or Greek. Either you have a word like chronometer, which is entirely Greek, chrono meaning time, meter meaning measuring, time measuring, or you have words that are, entirely Latin, rectirostral, which is just recti, which is like long-nosed or rectangle, and then you have rostra, which means beak. Basically, it is a rectangular beaked bird. So that would be rectirostral. That's going to be chronometer. See, most of the words in the dictionary are either Latin or Greek, and these ones have spelling rules attached. So there's a good chance that if you see a word in Greek and you hear the k sound, there is a good chance the k is going to be spelled CH. And so if you know that, then you can spell most of the words with a CH in it. And if you know the roots, you can knock out way more of those words. So now, another good example would be in French, where if you have the et ending, in French, it is most likely to be spelled E-T-T-E. Baguette is an example, B-A-G-U-E-T-T-E. So there we go, that is a spelling rule. So if you know the roots and the spelling rules, cover in most of the dictionary. As for the bit that most of the dictionaries just rote memorization, it isn't using the roots, the rules, and
I think he's facing some network glitches. Akash, are you there?
Rules, then you can master most of those words. Options, and those are very you come across. Can I hear you now, or?
Yeah, now it's okay. Yes, now it's perfect. Please continue.
Because I think I can hear you. Interruption there. Basically, there's going to be the pesky exceptions to the rules and the roots. And so this is like seeing a French word that ends in ET, not ETTE. So I guess baronet would be an example, BARONET, that does not end in an ETTE, and that's very important to know. Good thing is some of those exceptions are because there are more roots, but sometimes that won't be the case. Like in German, where you usually, where the word Bergschrund, which is about a piece of ice, and that is BERGSCHRUND, which doesn't make sense because in German, the K sound is never spelled with a G. It's always a K. But in this case, it is spelled with a G. So those ones, you kind of have to remember that. And then for some words, like, I don't know, Entlekiapamuk or Leish, spelled entirely differently than what you would expect. Those words are like totally random. And the only way to learn those is by rote memorization. I've actually made a video about memorizing these, words or things that you don't like are just plain hard to memorize, where the only way is just repeating and repeating and repeating. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. So I've made a video on the ways to do this. You have a repetition technique, and this is actually on my YouTube channel, which you can check out. There's various different categories that you can see on my YouTube channel. There's I make science videos, geography videos. I have a word of the day series where you can learn one word every day. And I also have a synonym series, which will be useful, for speeches like these at Toastmasters and whatnot, where if you just can't find the right word for something, or if you have to replace one word with another to make things look more professional, then just use the synonyms videos that I made. It's a sort of aggregate. And then I also have a News of the Week series, and this is where I sum up all the news for you very quickly. So that way you can take a look at that. And so that's pretty much what's on my YouTube channel. And the repetition techniques, of course, they're very interesting, and you can check them out on the YouTube channel where I posted them out.
That is amazing. I think this tip is not only for those who wish to be like a spelling bee champion like Hagash, but I think we as passionate public speakers can also use it, because if you want to memorize a word and then keep in our head, because we need to by heart, I think like most of the difficulty comes in from by hearting or being thorough with the script. So this technique is very, very useful. Thank you so much for, yes, thank you so much for giving it to us. What do you want to become when you grow up? What is your ambition?
This is actually a great question. So, originally, I mean, in short, there's a lot of things that I want to become. I mean, originally, growing up, I wanted to become an astronaut because I wanted to explore if there was life on Mars. And then a little while later, after doing the shows with Mr. Steve Harvey, those 3 shows with Mr. Steve Harvey, and after that, I felt, you know what? I want to become like Mr. Harvey. I want to be a TV show host as well. And then from there, everything sort of progressed. I have like various different interests here and there. I mean, of course, I really like languages and whatnot. I'm very interested in it. And not just like, the normal languages, but more than that, also machine languages as well, because I like coding a lot. And then you have this and that and that. I also want to work in, public service, and one day maybe even service the President of the United States. I mean, I have so many different ambitions, and like there's so many different things I want to become. But we're gonna have to see what happens.
That's great to know. I still remember one thing which you said in the Steve Harvey show. Like, my dad is mad at you because, from looking at you or like giving some inspiration from you, I wanted to be an actor. And also, like, from a channel, you made a new word, abstractor. That was also very
Yes.
cool. That was a very good one.
Oh, I remember that bit. Astroactor. That bit was
Yes.
fun. To be honest, now I kind of prefer the term actronaut. I find that very nice. But you know what? Astroactor sticks.
Okay. I think most of us want to know you in depth. So could you please talk about your family, yourself, etc.?
Awesome. So I'll start with my father, Dr. Krishna Vukoti. And he is the best father ever. He has had many, many years of experience in the healthcare industry. He has a PhD from 2 national institutes, and he's had experience at the National Institute of Health near Washington, D.C. And very recently, he actually started his own business, which is super, super cool. Now, on to my mother, Chandakala Vukoti, who is just as awesome. And she was originally an engineer, but she decided that she was going to stay at home to homeschool me. And so that, so she pretty much sacrificed her career for me and for the, so that I could do homeschooling, which is basically the way to sort of learn more than what's already in the school curriculum. And this is like absolutely incredible. And then after that, you have my sister, Amrita, who is like the best sister anyone could ever ask for. She is super, super caring and super helpful. And all 4 of us do like teamwork, and we all help with each other, and hopefully this is pretty much what we do, and it's pretty much all like teamwork. And by the way, my sister also is a member of Mensa, and also is a Davidson Young Scholar. We were actually one of the youngest Mensa and Davidson Young Scholars back when we were first inducted. And also, my sister is currently in high school right now. She's in 9th, and I am pretty much, I'm currently in 7th now. I'm 12. I'm growing older now.
That's such a beautiful family. Hopefully, I can meet you and your family one day when you come to Kerala. And maybe we can even have a physical meeting from Trishur honoring you. That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that would actually be
Next
like
of all,
really fun.
yeah, I'm sure you have had a lot of experience in your life. You've gone to different stages, which has a massive crowd. So, didn't you at any point of time feel nervous at all?
To be honest, the answer is absolutely not. Because like I've never felt nervous. I really love three things: languages, cameras, and people. So no wonder I combined that for the YouTube channel, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I really enjoy being in front of the camera and talking to people. And so, I find this super fun. And so, like, I've never felt nervous doing any of these. I really love being on the stage and in front of the camera. It is one of the funnest things for me to do. And I'm always really grateful whenever I get the opportunity to, do something like this. So once again, thank you all so much.
The pleasure is all ours. Like, it was really amazing to talk to you so far. Um, um, hope you know about Toastmasters and Gavel's Club. I'm sure you have a clear thought about it. And you itself, I must say, is an amazing, awesome public speaker. You have the gestures, you have a little bit of humor sprinkled in, like you're a class speaker already. So, what is your perspective about public speaking?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Adam. And second, to be honest, like as I said earlier, like public speaking is at this point kind of necessitated in a way for if you want to do anything. And public speaking, because public speaking is a way of like expressing communication skills to the fullest. So, like, if you know how to do public speaking well, then like you're practically down on with the communication skills. And so with this is what Toastmasters tries to achieve, to build up the communication, because that is the most important quality of a leader. And that's Toastmasters' goal, to inspire the leadership in people through the power of communication, through the power of public speaking. So the influence that it has on the world is very large. And I mean, no wonder that Toastmasters has grown to this size from a small section of the YMCA back in 1924 to an association that is as big as it is right now, is like absolutely wonderful. And that this is pretty much like it is absolutely wonderful, and it is a great place because the necessity for something like this, the public speaking institutes of sorts, these clubs like the Gavel Club at Thrissur, for example. And basically, the public speaking has so much in it because, I mean, without it, then most won't have the communication skills right there. And well, that's really not going to help anyone for anything. So, communication skills, effective communication skills, are massively required for anything, starting from getting a job to, serving in the military, becoming a civic leader, working in the corporate world, all sorts of things. You will need effective communication skills. And Toastmasters
Akash, I think your voice is breaking. It's not clear. Can you please check it? Akash, can you hear me?
I think we lost Akash.
Yeah, I think the time is also running out. Can we please have a few more minutes?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Has he joined back?
Let's see if he'll join back.
We have about 50 participants joining the meeting. Thank you very much all for coming in. Please stay for a while. I think he is having some network glitches. So let's just wait for a minute.
He's back. I've just admitted him.
Okay, great.
There we go. I'm back.
Okay, great.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an internet issue, but yeah. So getting back on. So just to make sure with the so pretty much in short, I guess public speaking has a very vital impact on the world because public speaking is the best way to, increase the communication skills, which are vital for anything now. So the public speaking is very, very well needed. So that's why Toastmasters might as well be for you. Hooray.
As the time is running out, we'll just quickly wind it up about 2 to 3 questions. Okay, I think I'll ask 2 questions because the next one I think is going to be a very good one. So could you talk more about the award-winning Netflix documentary, Spelling the Dream?
All right, so Spelling the Dream came out in June of 2020, and it pretty much documents the, I guess, the Indian American spelling dynasty, if you will, of Indian American kids winning the Scripps National Spelling Bee practically every year for like over a decade. And so this whole progression, this is what the film is about, and showcasing how 4 spellers from the 2017 bee are preparing. And I was one of those 4 spellers that the Spelling the Dream crew was covering, and that was when I was like 7 years old. So I was a very, very, I was like really, really tiny. And I was the youngest person there, again, the youngest speller on the film. And so eventually, after a few years and whatnot, the film eventually came out in June of 2020, and it was a big success. The award-winning documentary film on Netflix officially released, and it received like reviews from absolutely everywhere. You had the New York Times, Wall Street Post, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. You had the Guardian, the Hindu, Indian Express, Adelaide Review, Harper's Bazaar, the Singaporean edition. Pretty much great reviews were coming in from absolutely everywhere, and it was a big success. So like a huge thank you to the directors and producers of the film. Thank you all so much to the whole crew of Spelling the Dream for making this film and featuring me in it. It was so much fun. And also, by the way, a very quick thing is that I was actually on the poster of the original, Spelling the Dream. And that was literally me from 2016 when I was the youngest to compete, holding the microphone in my hand and spelling out the word. And that was actually the poster that they used for the film, which was really awesome. And that was really cool. So that was Spelling the Dream. It was absolutely fantastic. Also, I think
congratulations. Yeah, congratulations on that. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so here's the last question. I'm like really feeling sorry to end it up, but as the time allotted is being over, we'll just wind it up quickly. So I'm sure you're a person of your own kind. You are a stunning personality, a motivational person. And I think we can even consider you as a role model. I think we can even consider you as a role model for me, many other Gaveliers of Gavel Club of Trishul, and all the guests have also joined in. So I'm sure you have a vision in your mind. So what is that one great cause you're working for to make this world a better place? Or what is the message you would like to share to all of us?
Yeah, so I truly believe that the youth are the future of the world, and that eventually the youth can change the world in more ways than we can imagine. So this is why, like, what I want to do is like to inspire the the kids right now from everywhere to come up, to innovate, to design, and to create. And that is, I guess, my sort of goal for what I want to do, at least through the YouTube channel. In short, though, I guess a little bit of advice in general for anything that you want to do. Here would be a sort of step-by-step guide. So first of all, you have to find your fuel, your passion, what drives you. You have to find your goal. And then, once you find your passion, just set a big goal on it. And then, what you have to do then is work really hard on it from the bottom of your heart. Enlist the help of your parents, your teachers, your friends, your sisters and brothers, literally anyone that you can to help you on with this goal. And if the goal seems a little too daunting, that's fine. Just split it up into several sub goals. And so in that way, when the more you finish these sub goals, the more you feel like you're completing the whole thing. And eventually, just believe in yourself, work hard, and success will follow you. And that is my message.
That is great. The words just filled my heart with joy and passion. Focus on your goals, make it and achieve it. Whatever failures or consequences you might face. Thank you very much, Akash. Once again, it was absolutely really fantabulous and fantastic to talk to you and have you here in this auspicious occasion. So let me ask you one more thing. Is this your first interview from Kerala, or you've been interviewing from some other places, like from Kerala?
Let me think. You know what? I think this is the first interview from Kerala. And by the way, hello! Yay! It's Kerala. Namaste, everyone. Kerala, it's God's
Namaste.
own country. And
I
really,
think
it's on my list. Wonderful, wonderful.
I think we as Cavaliers of Thrissur and Toastmasters participating here, we should be really proud to have this, the first interview from Kerala. That is a really proud moment. I wish all the best and my regards to Gavel Club of Thrissur. May you reach to much more heights, even 100th meeting, 500, 1,000, who knows, 2,000, and all of those milestones. Keep on achieving and keep on conquering your milestones. You have a great journey ahead. So all the best. And this is Iham signing off. Thank you very much once again, Akash. Over to you, Gabriel of the Day.
Wow, that was an amazing interview. You had some awesome and great tips which really boosted our confidence. We all would like to see you in person in Kerala. Thank you so much, Iham and Akash Vukoti, our chief guests. A big round of applause for both of them. And Akash, you really inspire us. Thank you so much for spending our time with you. And you have been very inspiring for all of us. And thank you so much, Iham for making him comfortable with your questions. We really got many things to take home from this interview. On behalf of the club, I express my gratitude to you for spending your valuable time with us.